Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Thank you for visiting today. I really appreciate it. Um, I don't know if you can tell by the tone of my voice, but I'm not depressed, but I'm kind of sad. As if you saw my previous video or two back, I think it was in the previous one, the craft room tour. Um, I have spider mites on the deck, on my plants, and I sprayed them with neem oil. And I decided to get rid of some of the plants that maybe there's too many out there. There's not enough airflow. And some of them were really affected by the spider mites. So I'm like, okay, there's a few flowers that are like non-essential. Like I don't mind if I don't have them. So I started cutting them back and putting them on a pile. And I figure all the bigger ones I'll get rid of and just have a few of the small ones. There's some houseplant ones out there that I want to, bring in. So I got to take care of them. And in the process of cutting back those, shall we say, non-essential plants, I found stink bugs. So not only do I have spider mites, but I have stink bugs. So I decided, nope, we're doing a whole clean slate. I have neem oil. I've had it it was for the other house. So of course I brought it here. So I started spraying, I had sprayed everything last week because of the spider mites, but in the process I've now found stink bugs. So I've done my second application of neem oil, and you're supposed to do it weekly until you don't see any more bugs. And then at that point, or spider mites, whatever your insect is that you're trying to get rid of, and then at that point, you're supposed to do it every 3 weeks as a preventative measure. Now, neem oil is natural. It's from the neem tree, and it is not harmful to humans. They actually use it in cosmetics, but you're not supposed to ingest it. That can be dangerous, but on your skin is fine, which means with the skin, the cosmetic absorbs. So there's a very small amount in the cosmetics, and so it's even smaller amount that actually absorbs into your body. So I guess in minute amounts, it's okay. But for insects, it interferes with their digestive system, and they feel full even though they're not. So basically, I guess what I was reading is they say that they will die of starvation because they think they're full, so they're not going to eat. Anyways, so there won't be any more videos of my garden deck. Everything that is wood is going to be scrubbed down tomorrow and gotten rid of. I am not going to have anything wood because wood is porous. Also, spider mites, they love to make spider webs on them because it's not a solid piece of wood. It's like 2x4s with a crossing of 2x4s. So there's a lot of nooks and crannies that they can make a web on. So no more wood on my deck. Scrubbing it down with hot water and tons of soap tomorrow. Gonna let it dry and it's out of here. Then I found out on Saturday there is a community cleanup on the north side of the city. It's not too far. So we're gonna cut back all the plants that I'm getting rid of, it's mostly all the big ones. Put the greenery in garbage bags into the garbage chute. The soil and the pot, we're stacking them bit by bit every day, a few more. And then come Saturday morning, Scott's going to line the back of the car with a tarp. And we're just going to take all the plant pots with the soil down there. We're going to drive over to the cleanup and let them take it all to the dump. It's a free service, doesn't cost us anything. And like when you're in an apartment building, there's only so much you can throw into the building's garbage, right? So can you imagine all of a sudden one week I have all these pots that are going into the dump? That like there's already too much garbage going into the black bin. So they, like you got to figure out other ways. Anyways, so and then once on my bench I'm gonna have to get rid of because underneath is a dark space for spider webs. I'm thinking of the spider mites. Also, those stink bugs, if they like to hibernate for the winter in small crevices, that's a perfect home for them. So, yeah, I'm basically cleaning, getting rid of all the big plants, hoping to save the little ones, get rid of as much furniture that's out there as possible. Anything non-porous, scrub it down with hot water and tons of soap. And then once the deck is completely cleared, then I'm going to have to, in the spring, give the deck a good scrub down, tons of soap and water. Like, I don't know where those bugs came from and the spider mites. We could have brought it with us. It's possible. But also, I was thinking the squirrel could be carrying it from one place to another, right? Because the squirrel used to always come. Then I thought, wait a minute, what do squirrels eat? I know nuts, peanuts. So I Googled it. They do eat bugs. If there's a scarce food, they will eat all kinds of bugs. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe that's why the squirrel kept coming on my deck, because he was eating the bugs. He knew I had bugs and I didn't. So I took all the tulle off. It's already in a garbage bag to be gotten rid of. It was full of little bugs. I don't think they were those kind of bugs, but who knows, right? They're so small we can't see everything. Anyways, so that's gone. It's open for the squirrel to come and eat. And yeah, I'm just slowly getting rid of everything. By Sunday, Monday, like in another week, that should be all said and done with. Anything we keep should be cleaned and brought in the house. Anything we're not should be gone. I'm hoping by Sunday it's all said and done, because on the 15th I go for surgery. Just a day surgery, nothing major. It's just a skin thing. But I need to have this all done because there's recoup time. Anyways, so that's the issue with that. There won't be any videos on my garden until probably the spring. And then I may show you how I set up everything new from scratch, which means new pots from the dollar store. But I won't have as many or as big. Anyways, so that's the gardening thing. And then because of that, it now has me worried because of the houseplants. Now the door to the deck is right where my houseplants are. So inside is I have it kind of like a greenhouse with all my houseplants. Then you go out the door and you've got the outdoor plants. So good thing there's a sliding screen door. But every time we go in and out, we're taking a chance that those bugs are coming in. When I go out there to have my coffee in the morning, I could be having them on my clothes, one random one. I come in the house, I could be bringing it in. They will find the indoor plants. So now I'm panicking. Oh my God, am I going to lose my indoor plants too? I don't want to do that. So yeah, it's brought me down and it's made me very sad. But it's something that has to be done. If I have to start all over with new plants, I'll do that. I love my plants, So let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. And I'm being as careful as I can, and Scott too. And we'll see what happens with time. But my houseplants I will always keep. If I have to get rid of them, I'll buy new ones. So I still want to do one video per houseplant and talk about the plant, the stuff I learned online, and talk about what I love about the plant. But they're going to be posted at random. I'm not going to do like every week there's going to be one plant or anything like that. There's only so much you can talk about houseplants and do on houseplants. So there'll be random ones here and there in between. You know what I mean? Um, I am still gonna do the aloe and shea. Hopefully the aloe doesn't get any bugs. Otherwise, I have to buy new aloe plants, and then I have to wait till they get big enough, which will be a couple more years before I can do the aloe and shea cream, because you need a certain amount to do. Like, you saw how many creams I have, right? How many tubs? Um, okay, so then that's the plants, outdoor and indoor. Next is the air conditioner. I was going to do an updated video on the air conditioner. I'm not going to. The only thing that changed from the air conditioner is the platform has changed. It is, 10 minutes, okay. It is on a lower platform now. As I mentioned in the previous video, it's the green tote that I inverted so that it's the bottom, which is the flat surface. I put the shoe tray on it. I put the air conditioner on it with its little elevated feet, plastic tote, and a little plastic container in the back. So it's the exact same setup. It's just lower, which allows more light to come in for my plants that are on the opposite wall of the window. Also, the boot tray, because it was so long, it's 30 inches long. If I had it at the right angle, because when you sit on the couch, the cold air from the air conditioner actually goes on you, and I don't like that. I like the air to be cool, but I don't like it blowing on me. So I couldn't turn it so that it would go into the room as opposed to the side of the room where the couch is. So by lowering it, it no longer interferes with the door, and so I can have it a little bit more sideways, and the door still opens and closes. So, and then the valve thing. Okay, when on the air conditioner video, I believe, I was saying about how much water accumulates when you leave the valve open, and that maybe we should keep it closed. Okay, so I paid attention, and when the valve is open, it does throw out a lot more water, but it also gets colder. I have it set on 65, and it never gets to 65 in the house. So it's constantly running. It gets colder if I have the valve open. If I keep the valve closed in the back, there's no water accumulation because it's all inside, but the temperature does not get as cold in the house. So, if you're willing to watch the water, leave it open. The house will get colder, especially if it's really like 30 plus outside or 35 plus down in the States. Then leave the valve open, and you'll just have to go, like set an alarm for 4 hours, and after 4 hours go have a bucket nearby, get the hose so it goes into the bucket holds more water, that kind of thing. If you don't want that hassle, then just leave the valve closed. What I've been doing is when I go in the living room to watch TV, I'll open the valve, and I go in the living room to watch TV about 8 o'clock. Usually the sun is set and the temperature has dropped by 11, 12. So, 8 or 9, I guess, I open the valve, and then I just leave it open for the rest of the evening and the night. And then in the morning, I'll close the valve, I'll empty the plastic container, and when I turn it on, not first thing in the morning. It's not until like sometimes 2, 3 in the afternoon is the heat of the day. So then I'll turn it on, but I'll make sure the valves are closed, turn it on, let it run, and then like 8, 9 o'clock, I'll open the valves. And then I have my thermostat here, my electronic display, and it's connected to the one that's outside. So when I see indoor and outdoor are about the same temperature, or like right now, outside is only 20 degrees. The air conditioner is not going on today. You know what I mean? So I watch that monitor, and if I see that outside and inside is the same temperature, then why am I paying for electricity? I just turn that thing off and then I have my fan on. Since both are the same temperature, it doesn't really matter. The fan will just make airflow, which is cooler, right? So, anyways, that's the thing about the air conditioner, and there won't be another video on it. As for this apartment, the condo, there won't be any more videos on it, unless there's something major changing. But other than that, there won't be any more videos on the apartment. The whole point of those 3 months was to show, the packing process and downsizing the backyard and having to do all these things and then moving in here and, adapting from a 5-bedroom house to a 2-bedroom apartment. It was just that transition and showing what obstacles we run into and how the process is. That's done with now. Yes, there's still a little bit of tweaking, but we're pretty much settled in now. So there is no more videos on that. Like I said, unless there's something major changing, like we get an amazing new couch or we change our dining room area or something like that, something major. But other than that, there won't be any more videos on that. As for my sewing, all my sewing and material is over in the dining room area. I want to downsize that to bring it into the craft room. Well, / bedroom. So I have a lot of that material I have is going to be for the journals. Now I have this 12 by 12 Arteza. I had bought the whole set. I have other ones too. They're over there somewhere. But they're smaller. This is the biggest one. It's a 12 by 12. So this is the size of those papers. Now what I want to do is cut the material that's for the journals into these 12 by 12 squares. Because if you think of it, when you take a piece of paper and you fold it, like even when it's open, printer paper is 11 by 8.5, I believe. So 12 by 12 will fit around the 11, right? It gives an extra inch if you want to fold it over or something. Even if I took a 12 by 12 and folded them and made a 12 by 6-inch journal. This is a 12 by 12. It'll be fine. You put a lace edging if it's a little bit shy. Or you cut the paper down a bit. So all the material that I have for journaling, I'm going to cut into these 12 by 12 squares. And then I have this container that used to be, remember this was the one I had the creams in. Well, for the aloe shea cream that I want to make, I used to have in here. Well, I put it in a different one on my shelf in my closet. So this one is all empty. And I chose this because with material, you want the lid. That stuff is non-porous. So that stuff doesn't need to be protected from dust. Material does. So I have this container, and probably tomorrow or like over the next few days, I will cut them all to this size, fold them, and stick them in there. So that's going to eliminate a lot of those containers out there. And apart from that, there's hemming of pants. There's, just random things. Now, hemming of pants, I'm not going to do a video on. Everybody knows you just take a pair of pants that's already your length. You measure the inseam, and then you just repeat for every pair of pants. Yeah, you fold it once, and then you fold it again, and you pin it, and you sew it, and done, right? So hemming pants is so easy, nothing there. Once all the pants, and I even have some pants here that I need to hem, but once all the hemming is done, and all this material has been cut up, after that point, I might do a few random sewing. I want to do those t-shirt dresses. That's a big thing right now. I have a couple of dresses that I'm not crazy about that I want to turn into skirts. My mom made a burgundy colored skirt, a long skirt, um, but she didn't put any band on it. What I like to do, because the skirt's too long for me, she's taller than I am. I'd like to put an elastic band for the waist, and then I would hem it to my length. I may put a slit in the side too. I don't know. But those kind of things, which would be hit and miss, like here and there. It's not going to be any schedule or anything. Um, so when I'm in the mood to do that, I will do it and I will record it. But sewing is not going to be my main focus on this channel. There'll be random house plants, random sewing, random apartment, random, yeah, everything's going to be at random. Except, oh, let me make sure I did everything. Cut it to 12 by 12. Yeah, okay, so the next item, my number one thing that's going to be on this channel. Oh, yeah, don't forget there's also random outings to events and random camping trip here and there or day trips. All those things are random. The main purpose of this channel is now going to be the journaling. I discovered it last year. I love it. I watch more journaling videos than anything else. I love to make journals. Now, as you know, I have 6 of them on the go. Once those are done, the journals I make after that are going to be giveaways. Now, not necessarily on this channel. It could be just people I know. Oh, here, I have these. Do you want one? You know, that kind of thing. But I will be giving some away on this channel. But that probably won't be until, I don't know, whenever I finish these 6. But it is going to be the main focus. So, oops. So because it's going to be the main focus, we're just going to have fun. We're going to play. That's what they call it, playing. We're playing with journals and with paper and with, crafting play. Anyway, so that's what's to come. And I did already pull out my granddaughter's journal, the princess journal. I'm just checking what supplies I have to put in it. Hers is halfway done. And that you'll see on a video earlier this year, at the beginning of the year sometime. A lot of stuff is from January, February, March, and April. Because it was in May we found out about the move. So the first 4 months of the year, we're basically going to be going back to that scheduling. Topics. And it's going to be mostly these journals. Now, I do want to add photos to these journals, like personal photos, that I'm not going to be recording. Unless it's my photos, or if Scott's okay, his photos. I may show, 1 or 2 where I put on a backing and I decorate, with my Canon Ivy. I can print those pictures smaller. And so that's to come. And journaling will be my main focus. So that's where the channel's going. That's what I'm going through right now. Sad story about the garden, but it is what it is. But I also wanted not only to chat with you about where the channel's going, I also wanted to show you on the craft room tour I mentioned I bought some things from Dollarama. And they are journaling things. So I will add it in here. But I'm going to move you over here so I can do it on my desk instead of, All right, so I'll be right back. You know what? This channel is this video is 24 minutes. I'll just do it like this quickly because, remember I was talking about this? The polka dots? Well, I cut it out last night. I did kind of a funny cutout there. And I could even just do it like this and print it. But this is to print on my printer. Then I bought some of these. There's this one, homemade with love. There's this one, made with love. And then handmade with love. Now these, you only have to buy them once. Then you photocopy it, and with a punch, you can punch out the circles. So these you only have to buy once, and then as long as you have a printer, just keep printing them. And I'm going to put this in the stuff that I make. Yeah. And then these guys are peel and stick wall stickers. Oh, I can do it this way. Nope, it's upside down. This one. Wouldn't that be nice paper to put in a journal? Then there's this one. Okay, he's going to be sideways, but now here you can cut out each element separately and use them separately, right? Measure how tall he is, and then maybe go a little bit higher than his head, and then figure whatever size you have your journal, or you save it on your computer and then print it off your computer at a smaller percentage. So he's smaller than what you see here. But wouldn't that be cute in a journal? Then I got these. Again, cut it out, print them separately. Look at these guys. Aren't they adorable? Cut them out, print them separately. Same thing. Now this one, I figure I would cut them all out, but then you can put like the tree with the birdhouse on the bottom, and then the bird, put him in the tree, right? Or you can do the tree with all these flowers. So these you would cut everything separate, but then you would take a sheet of printer paper and you would actually this plastic would work. Take this plastic, you can put a sheet of paper in it if you need the white backing, and then with like something that doesn't stick well on plastic, maybe a glue stick, something like that. You would just glue whatever elements, you make yourself a picture and you print it, and then you can take it off. Or those poster, the putty for your posters, you could use that even to glue it down, right? And you can make your own scenery, and that applies for the other ones too. And then there's this one, birthday, birthday. All right. Then I also got this, which is a canning jar thing. It has labels. And this you can print and make paper, right? You cut it out and you can use it in your journal. You can cut it down the middle and just do a half circle. Or you can cut out a square in the middle and have it square. So these are elements that you take apart, you dissect it, and then you use it as needed. I also got this coloring book with coloring pages. I don't know if you can see that. I thought these were really pretty. And photocopy them. Maybe you can make them darker. Fold them and put them in journals for something for them to color. Or you can even print it, color it yourself. You can print it on watercolor paper and use watercolors. But always keep this as your master copy, because if you color it, you don't have it again. And these are nice to put into journals. Then I bought this. Now the purpose why I bought these was because of the string. It has the gold in it. And I thought that would be nice to put on the side of journals. You know, your dangles, you have beads. Well, in between the dangle of beads, you have other ones like rickrack or ribbon or, you know, other things. So I wanted the rope. But bonus, look what else is there. Tags. So you know what? Yeah, there's a bunch of tags in here. I don't know how many it comes with. But even let's say they come with 12. Keep one as your master copy. And then if you want more, you just photocopy it on white on white paper. And yeah, and then just back it with some cardboard or something. Or you could use this, a whole bunch of them on one sheet, and then use an 11 by 8.5. So your 12 by 12, you would cut it down, and then use that as your paper, you know, that goes in, and then print the tags on the back of those papers because they don't have backing on them. And then you can cut out all the tags, and then your tags are two-sided. And then, of course, me and my wood. I got a bunch more wood things. So these are tags. They're squares. They're hearts. I think there's some... Oh, yeah, there's two sides of squares. Oh, there's small tags and big tags. So, you know what you do with these? You decorate them. You paint them. First, you start with painting them or gluing paper on it. You photocopy it. Then the photocopies you decorate. Unless there's something that you really, really want to use constantly, then go ahead and decorate the wood. But remember, always keep one as your master copy, because once you color them, you're not free to do whatever you want on them anymore. So always keep one, because you can photocopy that one. Like, I don't know how many. There's 4 of the big tags. So I'm assuming there's 4 of everything. So put the 4 on a piece of paper, print it, and then, well, mind you, you can paint them all different colors, like have 4 different colors, and then print it, cut it out, then decorate the cutouts. But you still have the originals, right? Anyways, that kind of idea. This I thought was adorable. Picket fence. Paint it all white, and then print it on blue paper or green paper, or, you know, a pattern paper that is just a pattern. You can take the house that is the wall sticker, the peel and stick wall sticker. There's that birdhouse. It's a fair size. So what you can do is put the birdhouse and then put the picket fence and photocopy it. And you do get, oh, it's one long one. And I got 2. So I can paint one and leave the other one natural. That'll be my master copy. And if you wanted to, you could just cut them too. And then just, you know, have a smaller piece of a fence. Oh, here's another pack of the exact same. The tags, the hearts, the squares. And the squares, you can actually make labels with them. Yep. And then the last one is this. Borders. Aren't they pretty? I wonder if you can use them as stamps. If you put a handle on the back of it. No, because they're porous. They'll absorb the ink. They won't transfer the ink. I wonder. If I put a clear finish on one of them, Would it then turn into a stamp? I wonder. But anyways, I got these guys too. I thought they were pretty. And again, paint them, decorate them. You could even put like little beads on them. Not beads, the stick-on gems you could put on them. And photocopy it. And then in the spots where the gems are, you can reapply another actual gems on it. And you already have it set out. I look at these wood things as more, you keep one natural and all the others, pick colors to paint them. Imagine where you would use them. And then, like, I'm sure all of these, I'd have a black copy, a dark blue, a pink, a purple, green, yellow, because you don't know what journal you're going to put it in, right? And if the yellow's too bright, you can take your inker and then just with walnut or one of those brown stains, you just, go over it and it'll be kind of died down a bit. Or just use your inker and ink it, and then you can photocopy it, right? And then if you make something that you really like, like maybe you want to use, because I have 2 packs. How much were they? $1.25. $1.25. How can you go wrong? I could keep 1 pack for the future. Just work with these. Decorate every single one of them. And then photocopy them. And then I got a bunch of embellishments for my ephemera. Actually, the tags would probably be ephemera, right? But anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. You get me, right? Yeah, these things are $2.75. $2.75. Just that the cord itself is $2.75. I never did tell you the pricing. These were $1.50 each. And you get, looks like, it says 4 pieces on the package. Look like 6. I guess they're thicker than I thought. This one was $1.50 each. These are $1.25 each. Oh, the $1.50 was the fence. This I don't know, but obviously it's not much. It's probably like $1.50. There's 4 of them. This one was $1.75. And if you want it for your mason jar, use it for your mason jar. Just make a paper copy first. Photocopy it first. Then you can use the actual product for your mason jars. Meanwhile, you have 1 printout and you can just keep making more. These were $1.50 each. How many did I buy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be $10.50. $10. Well, $10.50. And I have a whole bunch of them to play with. And they have all kinds of patterns. Like I just took the ones that I like. But there are other ones there too. If you're doing kid journals, there's a whole bunch for kids. And then these were $1.25, and I got 3 of them. So that's $3.75. Like the whole thing was maybe, I don't know, $30, $35. This was free because it was part of my keto diet when I was on keto. And keto did make me feel a lot better. But I'm just leery about the restrictions. So if I do keto, it's for like 1 month or 6 weeks, and then I go back to regular food. I don't like any diet program. Anyways, that's another story for another day. But yeah, never ever restrict your food. If you're doing it for a short period of time, that's fine. Give your body a boost if it makes you feel good or whatever. But to restrict food completely, like even gluten, I reduce as much gluten as I can. But I'm never completely gluten-free. There are those cheese buns. How can you refuse cheese buns? So, yeah. And then tiramisu cake. How can you refuse tiramisu? And my pasta. I love my pasta. But I do try and cut back as much as possible. There are times I'll have meat sauce either with a veggie, like, you know, um, cabbage cut in strips and fried up with onion and garlic. I may use a baked potato and put my meat sauce on the baked potato. Like, that's why I like those meals that is like your meat and veggie in one pot. And then the starch that you choose, you don't always have to use a starch like noodles or rice. You could switch it up for potato or even a sweet potato. It probably tastes really good. Make some sweet potato fries and put your meat sauce over your sweet potato fries. Like, there's no rules nowadays as to you gotta have it this way. You have it the way you like it. All right, anyway, so we're at 40 minutes, 41 minutes. Time to go. All right, well, I hope you all enjoyed this video. A quick update and a bit of a dollar store haul. My next video, it will be the journaling. Ta-da! We're going to work on this one until it's done. And then we're going to take the next one and do it till it's done. No more bouncing around. Okay? All right. I will see you on the next one. Remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody.